I never ever wanted to do a video like this, but recently I unboxed all my books which have been in boxes for about a year, and I finally was able to organize my bookshelf, which is over here. And the bookshelf is literally filled to the brim. I try to put as many books as I possibly could, and even before I moved house I actually unhauled a lot of books. So I really thought that coming to this new house I would be able to fit all the books that I owned onto the bookshelf, but unfortunately I can't, and that obviously means that I have to unhaul some books. Previously, before I had this pile, I also had more books in this pile, but I took some out to actually try and fit them onto the shelf. But I genuinely do not think that any more can fit. So the books that I'm going to be unhauling are mainly books that I don't think I will ever reread. They're not like my most favorite books. Some of them I have like double copies of, so I'm just giving that away. So let's get into the books that I am unhauling. First we have Through the Dark, which is a kind of novella added on to the Darkest Mind series, and I don't even remember, like I don't know if I read this or not, but I feel like this is about other characters that is not part of the main series. And to be honest, when it comes to that, I'm not super interested in reading that. I would rather get novellas based on the actual main characters or the actual group. So this one is about characters who we have seen in the main storyline, but this is more about their background story, and to be honest I don't really care, and I don't even know if I read this the first time. We have two Percy Jackson books. We have The Lightning Thief and The Sea of Monsters. I am so upset because I bought the box set for this series because it's my absolute favorite series, and I got the most hideous covers ever. These two, if I could go back, I would not buy these covers because literally they're so ugly, but because I have them, I'm stuck with them. Anyways, with Percy Jackson and The Lightning Thief, I actually got a copy from a friend who knows that I was a fan of the series. I don't know why, like she was actually my sister's friend, and then she gave me the book. And the book that I got from her was a lot nicer because the pages are like white and super thin. I will actually show you guys. It's the exact same book, but as you can see, this one has white pages, this one is yellow, and this one is like a lot thinner. And I don't know, I just feel like this book is a lot nicer, so I'm just keeping this one. I'm also giving away Sea of Monsters because I have this book, which I got this book I think from like a secondhand store, thrift store, I don't know. And this is the original covers, and I'm like, there's no point in owning two of this. And as I mentioned before, I think these covers are so ugly, so why would I want to own this when I can have this one? We have the box set of all the boys I've loved before. I'll be honest, I just feel like if I ever wanted to, I guess, reminisce about the series, I would watch the movie instead because I feel like the movie is better. I don't know if I read this twice or whatever, but I cannot remember anything about it because every single time I think about it, I think about the movies, not the book, because the movies, especially the first one, is like so ingrained in my memory, but this one, I don't know. Also, it kind of weirds me out how in the first book we have Lanaconda, and then the rest of the books we have like this random person. I also just think that this box set cannot fit on my shelf. I would rather have space for other books than this one, so unfortunately I'm gonna be giving it away. We have the first two books in the School for Good and Evil series. At this point I have already read like the full series. I read the School for Good and Evil, and I also read the Camelot Years, and I don't think I'll ever reread the series again. I've reread these books multiple times, and I feel like at this point I'm kind of sick of them because just like the whole storyline, it's super interesting, but I swear each character are so annoying, and yes, they are completely flawed, but just the whole like best friend love triangle kind of situation, especially in the Camelot Years, the I guess development of the characters really went downhill. And because I finally finished reading the overall series, which is my goal, I kind of don't want to pick them up again. There's no point of me reading them again. Obviously they can go to a better home. I do really like the covers for these books. The detail that goes into them in terms of the castles and everything, the art as well is extremely beautiful, which I can really appreciate. Next we have the Divergent series. This one I was like really considering. I was thinking, should I give them away or should I keep them? But I am honestly still upset with the ending and I don't know if I ever want to reread it. To be honest, the only reason why I would want to reread it is because of the romance between Trish and Thor, but just like the ending completely ruined everything for me. And then the novella for, if you know what happens, I'm not happy with the way that everything went down. So I don't even know if I would want to reread this because just like thinking about the ending just really annoys me. But yeah, this is also a series where if I want to reread it, I will probably just read it on my Kindle. We have a sad unhaul. This one I may give to my sister because I cannot fit it in my room and I think she wants to read it, so I will probably give this to her instead. But we have The Trials of Apollo. In my opinion, this series should have never been made. I don't like The Trials of Apollo. I think it's a great addition in a way. We get obviously more of the characters that we have in like Heroes of Olympus and what happens after all of that, but I just don't like The Trials of Apollo because I don't really care about Apollo as a character, or I think what's her name, like Meg or something like that, and I'm just not happy with the things that were written in this book. If you know, you know. I also just feel like sometimes with things like this where you try to create new series, the characters just don't sometimes sound like themselves. For example, when we get cameos of Percy and Annabeth, I'm just like, it doesn't really sound like their character. It's a little bit difficult for me to, I guess, kind of wrap my head around because I have these characters that I love and miss so much, and then when I'm seeing them from a new person's, like a new character's point of view, like it just kind of throws me off. I haven't read, and I don't know, it's like, I forgot what the new series is called, The Child of Gods or something like that. Don't know if I want to read it. I feel like I would probably just reread the two main series. I also tried reading The Son of the Star, which is about Nico and Will, and I was incredibly disappointed because those characters did not sound like themselves, and that's why I feel like sometimes when it comes to series, even though fans do want more, like I would love more from these characters and the world, sometimes you just really have to let them go. I feel like you're milking them too much, you know, and at that point you're kind of just destroying it. This is the last pile of books, and most of these are just standalones that I think, yeah, I won't ever reread them. First we have BuGuMi, which this one I'm actually really sad to give away. I think that the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I think that the book's really interesting because it's about our main character who is a BuGuMi, and she survives by consuming energy, and then we have the male lead who I think has like, I don't really know, but I read this twice and I also read the second book, and to be honest, it was just like an okay series for me. I think that the whole concept of it was interesting. I enjoyed it, but I'll be honest, the main reason why I bought it was because of the cover, and the only reason why I can't let go is also because of the cover, but I'm gonna give it away because, as I mentioned, I'm not gonna read it again. We then have Yes, No, and Maybe So. I've read some of Becky Albertara's books, which I think is why I picked this one up. I don't remember what this book is about, and I don't think I will ever pick it up again. I feel like if you don't remember what a book is about, it kind of just has no lasting impression on you. And I feel like that just means that honestly I don't really care about the book. And I've had this on my shelf for a while and I'm kind of like, I should just let it go at this point. I have What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. I've read quite a few of Adam Silvera's books as well. His books are really interesting because sometimes they include somewhat like sci-fi elements with romance. I think this was like a cute book, but yeah, I don't really remember what this is either. I do think that it has a second book which I would probably want to read, but I don't think I will reread this book. The Star of Deltora is written by Emily Rodda, who's one of my favorite Australian authors, and she's written quite a few books that I really love. This one, I remember I got it from like the Scholastic book magazines kind of thing, but I feel like with this one I don't have like a super strong attachment to. For example, the other series that Emily Rodda has read is like the Three Daughters trilogy, Deltora Quest, which I love, and then we have the rest of the Deltora Quest series and Rowan of Rin, and I feel like with those books I kind of grew up with them, but I'm pretty sure this one, it's not new because it was released a long time ago, but compared to the other books that were released, this one was kind of newer. This is within the same universe, I guess, of the Torah series. I feel like they're all in a way somewhat connected. I do think that the cover is beautiful. Should I keep this book? The cover is so beautiful. And I don't know, should I keep this book? You know what? Because this book is thin, I think I'm going to keep it, and then I will see if I want to read the rest of the series, because I don't think I ever have. But okay, I'm just going to keep it. We have autobiography, which I honestly was going to give it away last time. The only reason why I kept it was because it was hardback, and I was like, it's hardback, I don't really want to give away a hardback book. But I remember not really liking it. I think like the male lead is Mormon or something like that. Could be totally wrong, but I feel like, yeah, it's Mormon. But I feel like I just didn't really like this. I don't know. Then we have The Night Circus. This is a very loved book, but I read this once and I can't really remember what this is about. I don't know, maybe I would keep this one as well because I may want to reread it, but I honestly, look, if it can fit on my shelf, I would keep it, but if it cannot, I'm just gonna get rid of it. We have Turtle All the Way Down, which I also kept this book because it was hardcover, and I would say we love John Green, but do I really love John Green? No, I feel like his books are just okay. Sometimes his books makes me mad, if I'm being honest. I don't remember what Turtle All the Way Down is about either. I think it has like some sort of mystery element. They're investigating something and they're trying to uncover this whole mystery. I remember reading this line where the title was mentioned in the book, and I felt like that was my favorite thing ever, because Turtles All the Way Down is such like an interesting title, and when it was mentioned in the actual book, I was like, ooh. The last book that I'm going to be DNFing in this video is 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐢, because I read this once and I did not like it. Oh, I think I only read this book because of The Son of Achilles, because it's written by the same author, but I just remember not liking this book. It was like somewhat boring, and I think it just made me mad because of particular things that happened in this book. I only really kept it because it was pretty. Like, I love this foil kind of situation that's going on. It's so pretty, but yeah, I have somewhat a grudge against this book. I'm looking at the words of the pages, right, and I'm so used to reading on my Kindle that looking at these pages is crazy to me. The font size are so small, like so tiny, and the spacing between the lines. I don't even know how I read physical books, if I'm being honest, because I feel like my eyesight has gotten worse, and that's one of the pros of having an e-reader. You can just like enlarge the font. I may save this for my sister because I don't know if she wants to read this or not. I think I'll let her go through the books because she looked at my bookshelf and she was like, ooh, I should reread these books as well, because she was like, may as well because you have it. But yeah, that's all the books that I'm going to be unhauling. Hopefully forever. I don't really want to unhaul again. Sometimes I question, do I want to buy more books, but I really shouldn't. But sometimes I'm kind of like, I do. Anyways, this unhauling video is very sad for me, and I really hope that I don't regret giving these books away. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe and all that jazz, and I will see you guys in another video.